Hello there. How you doing? It's your favorite candy lady, Miss I Candy, doing a review for 11 Hip Hop New York Season 6 Reunion Show Part 1. We at these reunions, y'all, and it's going down. Okay, so it was a little all over the place for me. It wasn't bad per se, but it was just a lot going on. A whole bunch of fighting, arguing over each other, and you couldn't hear certain stuff. So, yeah, it was like that. But let's just get into it. Looks wise, I really thought everybody looked pretty nice. Cardi B looked really pretty to me. Like, she surprised me. She looked really elegant, like for Cardi B. I was like, oh, okay, she looks good. She cleans up well. And she was holding, she had good posture. Like, maybe Tara's etiquette school training helped her out a little bit or something. I also liked Mariah Lynn. I thought her hair was pretty. It fit her, to be an entertainer and to be in this field. It looked good on her. Usually I don't like that stuff, but it was cute on her. Money Mo looked way better. Like, don't do purple eater, whatever it was called. That, just don't do that. Don't do the purple hairdo. Don't do green, orange, blue, black. No, do black. Don't do green or blue or purple. And don't do the shaved, half. Don't do that. Stick to that. You was cute. You look decent like that. You didn't look like Arsenio Hall's little sister. You look better. The only person I really will say I did not like their look was Rashida Ali. I didn't like that hair. It didn't work for me. She's gonna put on some weight and it makes you look bigger. Not a good look. But let's get into this. A lot of small talk that I'm not going to talk about. My notes are very brief, so I'm going to try to remember what I saw and just go from there. They congratulated Tara. She's like 9 months pregnant, about to pop, which she's had the baby now, but on this air, she was 9 months pregnant, about to pop. And as, the host, Nina Parker, I like her now. It's been a while. I had her a couple times, and I'd be like, yeah, but I actually liked her today. Like, she's starting to grow on me. She asked the right questions, like she a fan. So she congratulated Tara, said she looks beautiful. And as she congratulated Tara, Amina is just side-eyeing, like, she is not on it, like, just, ooh. The hate that was coming out of Amina was real. So they said, Peter, doesn't she look beautiful? He was like, yes. And then you show back to Amina, like, she is not on it. So, man, DC's is in prison. He got 8 years. They said they're going to talk about that later. We didn't get over that. They go to Remy and Papoose. I think I was talking to my boyfriend about this, my bae, that what you say. And we were talking about how I think maybe the black love hats is his line or something because he rocks them all the time. I would like to get one if that is true. I think that's hot. I like the black love hat. That's really cool. But they talk about them when they say, they do the flashbacks about everything, their life or whatever. And he was like, you really ready for this baby? And she was all like, I just got to jail him more time with just us or whatever. And they were asking Pap, was he going to be able to take care of the baby? He said, all she got to do is have the baby. Give me the baby, and then she can go on and do, music, whatever she got to do. So I love him. They need to clone Pap. Pap is like a good catch. Clone that man and make some more. They go to the Remy, Ra, and Yandy situation. And this is where, like I said, it was all over the place because this is where Ra and Yandy was talking and Ra kept interrupting every time they would, the lady would ask Yandy a question. She couldn't get an answer out because Ra's like, no, you know what it was. You was just, the cover because me and her was making, acting. I was like, girl, like, you conduct yourself or you're carrying yourself like you're this, I'm doing a review. You're conducting yourself like you're this, really professional, woman and well-spoken person, but then you loud and obnoxious and you, and it's like, girl, like, I kind of understood Ra's perspective of it all. Because Yandy does do shady stuff, especially her confessionals. So I'm more cool with how she feels about it. But it was just like the way she was presenting it was just like too much turned down. Like, turn it all the way. Dial back. Like, oh my God, just dial it back something. You just, too much. So Yandy said, like, she didn't know. She was like, no, she knew. She be on Instagram. She knew I ain't like old girl and, you know, whatever. So Yandy said, Ra has been shopping reality shows for a while. So I was like, which ones? Like, somebody give me some receipts. You know, you throwing out this information. I don't know nothing about what reality show was she on besides this one. I don't know. Then Remy defended Ra for a second when she was like, well, you know, in Ra's defense, you know what I'm saying? Like, Yandy, you do say some stuff like, oh, you trying to be a manager when you just a shoe salesman. And then Yandy stood up. They were arguing. Did y'all catch this? They were arguing, just going back and forth. And Yandy stood up and she was like, she gave this big old speech like everybody to get their vaccinations because you might catch the CT. You might catch CT. And I was like, what the hell is CT? And CT is can't take. Like, I can't take this. But I didn't understand the joke. I didn't understand you need to get your vaccinations because you might catch the CT. Like, what? Huh? Like, way over my head. I was like, and the audience was kind of like, it was just like, girl, who writes your jokes? Girl, no. I didn't get it. What happened was, Ra threw some shade, and I caught the shade very clearly. But Mariah Lynn speaks up for Ra and said working with her, she was very professional. Like, you know, she is a real chick, and she from the hood, so there's sometimes she can't afford certain stuff, like certain shoes, and Ra will make sure she got it. And I was like, yeah, she can get you shoes, she's a shoe shop, she can definitely get some shoes. She can do that. And Ra is like, see, that's what I'm talking about. There you go with the shade or whatever. She was like, yes, okay, yes, I can get shoes. Matter of fact, I got shoes for all your man's women. You know? And I was like, oh, but she said it, you know, a little more harsh, like, yo, N's, B's. And I was like, ooh, shade. Let's see, I caught that shade. I didn't catch the CT shade. That was just like all the way over. I didn't catch it. But, well, Cisco, okay, so then they do the Mariah Lynn and Money Mo situation about they beefing, how they were beefing. Like, yeah, I just couldn't get along or whatever. And Mariah Lynn was explaining how, I gave you a storyline. Like, you ain't had no storyline if it wasn't coming. If I didn't take your dude from you, you would have had a storyline. Cisco was like, hold on, I wasn't with neither one of y'all. Don't claim me because I wasn't with none of one. Ain't nobody take me from nothing. I wasn't with nobody. Like, Cisco, shut your butt up. Like, seriously, today you did. Remember, your eyes are really beautiful. Mind if I get a closer look? Remember that? Like, you know what I'm saying? You on tape, bruh. And then the other thing was when you were confronted with the whole Mariah and Money Mo thing, Money Mo was like, that's my boo. We together. You like, yeah, we together. Like, okay, so what you mean don't claim you, bruh? Like, don't get brand new on a reunion show, you know? Don't get brand new. But he said that he let it be known, real talk, that he wasn't trying to be in a relationship, you know? So, whatever. I'm skipping places, but Ra explained why she chose Mariah Lynn to perform at her fashion show over Lexi, which I explained in my review. It made a lot of sense. Y'all just split up from BBOD. So, you new to this solo career. What songs you got? That's just yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get up here and do nothing yet. Sit down, child. You modeling. Chill out. So, they was going back and forth. Whatever. They asked Money Mo, did Bianca deserve to win, or Young B deserve to win, or what? And she said, I'm going to give credit to what is due. You know what I'm saying? And she had a good performance. But also, her and Remy, you know, they friends, so it was a little bit of favoritism. Remy like, okay, first of all, if it's my friend and they suck, I'm going to tell them they suck. But then on top of it, if you want to be, you know what I mean, if it's all about favoritism, you need to make sure you are a fan, like a favorite. So if it's about favoritism, make sure that you're a favorite. And I was like, well, if y'all were friends ahead of time, I understand her feeling a little bit like it might have been a little favoritism. However, you know, yeah, you really seem like the type that's going to be real, but, you know, if it's your friend or your family over there, it's going to be like, you know, it's going to seem a little shady. What else happened? They talked about Cardi B and Self, why you ain't invite Cardi B to the thing? He said, I did, but she was just now starting to take this music stuff serious. She's like, he invited me and stuff, but you know, I don't do nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no shmoney's involved. It wasn't no shmoney, so I wasn't gonna go because it wasn't no shmoney's. Sorry, it got a little dark. Okay. What else happened? Mo and Ra argues, and Cardi B checks the audience member. Did y'all see that? So Mo and Ra going back and forth about professionalism, and you know what I'm saying? You gotta be an example. You out here fighting, but you tell us not to fight or whatever. And they going back and forth, and then Cardi's like, "Yeah, what you doing here? What you doing here? Aren't you, yeah, that fat B back there? Aren't you the one that said I wasn't gonna be nothing but a stripper? Well, there you are here watching me, right?" And I was like, "What is going on with Cardi?" Checking the audience where they escorted the girl out. I don't know what that was, who she was, what happened. She just started going off on the audience member. It was crazy. Was it a fellow stripper or something? I was like, "What's going on? Huh? What's happening? What's happening here?" So then, they do the Cisco, Money Mo, Mariah Lynn segment. And Cisco, that's when he said that he told Mo from the get-go he wasn't really ready for a relationship type of thing. And she was like, "Look, don't get brand new, because what was that, the stuff that wasn't taped, or, you know, or maybe they didn't air it, where you cooked for me." And then he was like, "You cook?" He was like, "Yeah, I cook." And it was like, y'all see the way the creep came out? He was like, "Yeah, I cook." Like, creep mode. So then they explained why Money Mo and Mariah Lynn even had beef, because it was Young B and Money Mo's beef, but Mariah Lynn had to explain where her beef with Money Mo came from. She said she didn't like when Money Mo like spilled that drink out her hand. That's when the disrespect started. And Cardi B called him out. She was like, "You know what I'm saying? They act like they are. They want to attack this one because she's like 100 pounds, so they want to be all up in her face, like, you know, all this kind of stuff." So then she going back and forth with Lexi. Cardi B is going back and forth with Lexi, because Lexi was trying to say, you know, there was never no beef with her. Her beef was with Ra Ali. And and Mariah Lynn was like, "No." Well, they was like, "No, because you got up in her face." You know what I'm saying? Because you were talking smack about her. Like, why would you have her? You know what I'm saying? I would pay her dust or whatever. And that's what Mariah Lynn was like, "You said something about you was going to blow. Blow, B, blow." Like, you was going to blow me because I'm only 5 pounds. Blow, B. Let me tell y'all one thing about Mariah Lynn. A lot of these girls jump up and they run their mouth and they act like they're going to fight. They're going to do something. I think Mariah Lynn would fight. That little white girl would do some damage to somebody. I don't know. I might have to put some money on Mariah Lynn, because she was like, "Blow, B." I was like, "Ooh, okay." I felt her when she said it. Like, she felt that deep in her soul. You know, she said it from her guts. I was like, "Oh, okay." So then Lexi stood up. Mo stood up, and then Cardi stood up, and here come Young B. I was like, see, Young B, that chick. I like Young B because she got up from the audience goon. That's like my friends, straight up goons. They see it's about to go down, something about to happen, my friends will stand up, rise for the occasion. "Excuse you, what's going on? What's about to happen? Do you need backup?" Like, she was ready. I was like, "You go, Bianca." I mess with Bianca. I do. I like Bianca. So, what else happened? Old girl Lexi was going off talking about some Mariah Lynn just salty. You know what I mean? She's salty. She gonna get diabetes. And I was like, you know, diabetes is a sugar problem, not a salt problem. Just in case you wanted to know. Like, you know, and that wasn't a good joke. Who is writing her jokes? Because that wasn't a good one. Like, she's just so salty. I don't understand why she's so salty. She's gonna get diabetes being so salty. Like, what? Huh? What? No, that's not. Sugar levels. Okay. So then we get to Rich, Cisco, and Mariah Lynn, because they had to escort Money Mo and Sexy Lexi out. They got to calm down for a second because the fighting was about to get real. It wasn't, because y'all know they press charges and shit. They about to do nothing. So Rich Dollaz is saying that he ain't take Mariah Lynn serious. There wasn't no serious. There wasn't never really nothing. Mariah Lynn, like, you know what? I was pregnant by you. Didn't keep the baby, but I wasn't gonna put my business out there, but I'm putting it out there now. You trying to make it seem like I wasn't nothing. You know, out of them 6 minutes, because he was saying they got on the backseat of a car in the bathroom. I think he was remembering Diamond Strawberry. That's what she did. But she was like, no, because every time we had them 6 minutes, I came to your apartment, bro, like your place. So don't play me like I'm just a jump out, even though once upon a time not long ago I was a hoe, and I admit it though. But I came to your house and we did it a few times, and I was pregnant with your baby, like for real. So then Cisco said, you know, he did, because they was explaining how she said that with Cisco, she actually had a vibe with him. They got along and they had a lot of stuff in common, and she was really feeling him. And Cisco was like, after a while, I felt bad because she is good people. She about her family and stuff, and that's good people when they really about their family. So, sorry. So, yeah. that was Cisco, I guess, his way of apologizing. So then they showed Rich Dollaz and Ashley, his daughter, and they basically was like, so do you feel like, she was wrong for taking her daughter how she parented? He was like, look, I haven't been in her life the whole time. Her mama is a great mother. I love her mother. She's been riding and doing it for 16 years straight, and I've been in and out. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is, and we just parent differdifferently. There's no way I can step up in here after 16 years and try to take over when she done already laid the foundation for 16 years, which was the right answer, Rich Dollaz. Because if you would have said anything else, I'd have been coming for that, but like for real, because boy, don't try it. Don't try the single mamas when they be working hard. But I was like, I forgot all about Ashley and Miracle, because I was like, you know what? Mama from Memphis came and got her child and said, let's go. Like, and we ain't heard from Ashley no more. She probably said, take that damn belly button ring out. It is over. I ain't going for no mission. No, we staying here. Sunday school, church, evening service, Bible study, prayer meeting. Like, you okay. Vacation Bible school. You want to play with me? All right, Ashley. You think you grown? All right. Like, Mama wasn't playing. I wasn't mad at Mama Miracle, though. I wasn't mad at all. And Rich gave a good answer. So then Nina asked the creeps a question. She's like, yo, with the way you creeps are, you creep squad, and y'all seem proud about it and everything, do y'all ever think about, you know what I'm saying, like, if your daughters or dating someone like you, like how you would feel? And Peter was like, I'm going through that now. Like, you know what I'm saying? My daughter done had her heart broken and been all messed up, and I'm not in a position to talk to old boy, because if I try to pull old boy to the side, he gonna be like, really, you saying this? Like, you, which is so true. But I was talking about this, and I was like, a lot of guys that are creeps or dogs or whatever the case may be, they got this big fear of having daughters because they feel like their daughters are going to end up with somebody like them. And you can't be a hypocrite. You can't be like, oh, don't treat my daughter like this when you treat a whole bunch of people's daughters like this. Like, that ain't cool, bruh. So I felt Peter. That was a real Peter moment. Then we get to Peter, Gunz, Amina, Tara, and Whitney. And I'm not going to have my blood pressure go up on this because, Peter and the shenanigans of Peter's family really raised my blood pressure. But Peter says that, Tara says that Amina needed a paper. I guess she posted on Instagram or Twitter some shade about how, Peter married her because she needed a paper. And Amina says, okay, regardless, I didn't ask him to marry me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell him I had no papers. He asked me. It wasn't my idea. It was his idea. He married me because he loved me. And Peter was like, yeah, regardless of the papers or no papers, I do love her. But he didn't say she didn't need papers. He did not say, oh, no, it wasn't because of papers. He said, regardless, I do love her. That's what he said. So then Tara was like, if I needed papers, he'd have married me. So then Nina was like, you was with her for 12 years. Like, why didn't you ever marry her? Then this fool want to say, well, I'm not the marrying kind. You got your wife sitting next to you. Everybody know about this. And your answer is, I'm not the marrying kind. You big retard. I was so like, that's the best you can do, because it would have been, he could have said anything else, y'all. He could have said anything else. He could have been like, I don't know. I think I was just, running from commitment or playing around. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, you're not the marrying kind. You married old girl, and then you still went back and put your seed in Tara. So you really aren't the marrying kind, but you are married. So why you ain't married Tara and just cheat on Tara? Not that that's the right thing to do, but that's the question. Why didn't Tara get a ring? Like, what's the issue? What's the deal? She ain't need the papers. I feel like they not really being 100% about these paper situation. Because if you're really not the marrying kind, why did you marry Amina? You know what I'm saying? Just say because of the papers. Then I'll be all right. Like, well, I married her because she need a green card. Real talk. I'll be like, okay, I got it. Because he ain't got no problem with making people pregnant and not being married to him, clearly, because he's on to child number 10. So we get to Tara and Amina kind of talking. Amina talking about how, you know what I'm saying, she basically pissed at Tara because Tara got pregnant and, whatever. And they showed a flashback about how she went off. You make her pregnant? Why you make her pregnant? And how after Peter said, that he was getting a vasectomy, how she just went all the way off and she was all the way pissed off about it. Like, you give her a baby and I killed my baby and now you won't get a vasectomy. Like, she's mad about it. So they said, you know, in hindsight, now how do you feel about that? And she's like, well, yeah, I feel like at the time I was really upset, but now I think about it, I definitely overreacted, and I was wrong anyway because Tara is not the last one to carry Peter's baby. And Nina was like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm pregnant, and stood up with like, baby pump, and it was like, I can't wait to watch some other people's reviews because I want to know what y'all think about it because I'm going to really try not to go off. Save it for next week, but why on God's green earth did you get pregnant by Peter, Amina? Why did you, number one, because that's the thing, so why did you kill the baby? Like, what? And that was like, if you would have known Tara was pregnant, would you have kept your baby? Yes, I would have, because the only reason I got rid of it was because Peter didn't want no more kids. Okay, so now that Tara got a kid, you like, oh, I gotta have one too. So what is it? Like, you need to one-up Tara? First of all, she already had two. So she had two up over you anyway by him. You know, like, it's so stupid. And then I was watching the Breakfast Club today and listening to it. First, we listened to it in the car, and then we got home and watched it on TV. And they was playing an old clip, because they gave Peter don't get a day, which he deserves to get. But they played an old clip of Peter talking about child support. This dude said that when he got it, he got it. When he don't, he don't. Meaning, if I got the money, I pay, contribute to my kids. If I don't got it, it is what it is. They know the deal. Why would you get pregnant by somebody like that? He already got 9. He got 9, dog. 9 kids. Like, Peter Gunz had a one-hit song that he really ain't make no money for. That's it. That is it. Why are you making babies with this dude? I don't get it. He's not like some billionaire that's going to make sure you good. Because when he got it, he got it. When he don't, he don't. Meaning you could be in the gutter with dirty-ass feet, sleeping on air mattresses, making babies. Both of you broads is dumb. But Amina is the dumbest of them because you aborted one only to purposely get pregnant by him because you mad because he done got somebody else pregnant. Instead of just counting your losses and leaving this dude and saying, bye-bye, I'm good, you let him skeet at you again, you dummy. Like, oh my gosh, if I was from Germany, I would be so mad that this child is the one representing women in Germany. Like, I know they ain't that dumb. I know they're not that dumb. She the dumbest person in the world. Like, oh my gosh, really? And then she posted something on Instagram. I got the best baby daddy in the world. I don't care nobody say, girl, you dumb. You're so dumb. You were so dumb. You were so dumb. How about like Tommy said, Amina, you stupid. I'm not. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and we will talk about this when part 2 comes, okay? Because it's going to even get crazier when part 2 comes. So I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.